Back when I was a little kid, I used to get the question, what's your favorite shape? And I would always answer dinosaurs, circles, and D minor arpeggios. So even though I don't get asked that question a whole lot anymore, I want to go over the shape of a minor arpeggio that we can use to kind of help with like lead playing that is movable in 3 different chords in any key. And it's going to sound something like this. Okay, so it's something that you can kind of get to sound really cool and build up speed, and it's really simple to do. And again, there are 3 spots it's gonna work on in any key. And we're gonna start just by doing it on a D minor chord, okay? Now, we're gonna arpeggiate this, just play it 1 note at a time. And the notes in a D minor chord are a D, an F, and an A. So if you look at that, the root note here is the 5th fret on the A string. There's our root note. A minor third higher is going to be the 8th fret. There's our F. And then we're going to go down a string, back a fret to the 7th fret on the D string. So that right there is a D minor arpeggio. Now, if you play it in like a scale position, it just looks like this. But I think what can be cool and what's going to help lead us into the next part of this is sliding into it like this. So instead of playing it root, minor, 3rd, 5th, and then down a string would be its octave, the next highest D is going to be the 7th fret on the G string. Instead of playing it in one spot like that, we're going to start with your middle finger, slide it a minor 3rd higher, then go to your pointer finger, and then finish it. Instead of... Okay, now the reason we're going to do this is because my target zone right here is going to be the D minor pentatonic scale rooted on the 10th fret. So if you know what that is, it's really simple. It looks like this. All right, and we're not going to need all the notes from there, but I want to kind of find another arpeggio in there. And we're going to eventually make it sound like this, sliding into the next shape. Okay, so you can kind of see when I get there. Now I'm in the top of that pentatonic shape. And again, you don't have to do just this. You can do anything, any kind of lick or phrase that you know in that pentatonic shape is gonna work over here, but we're just sticking with those same notes, right? So we're gonna start again. I just went through that arpeggio. Root, 3rd, 5th, octave. I'm gonna go back to the 5th, and I'm gonna slide a minor 3rd from there, 3 more frets to get us into the top, kind of like the first half. And when I say like the top half or the first half of this box, this shape, I think of where my pointer finger is. 10, 13, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 13, 10, 13. The 10th fret is gonna be what I think of as the top of this box or shape. Okay, so we slide back, getting my index finger lined up here, which now I'm kind of in a pentatonic or minor scale position. And then I'm gonna do that little phrase right there, okay? So after that, again, just D string, slide, minor 3rd into the G string, okay? And this is gonna be that F note, which again, we just said the D, F, and A notes are kind of like our target notes right here. We're gonna bend your ring finger on the 12th fret of the G string, and then go back to 10, and kind of end here on the 12th fret of the D string, which is another D note, okay? Now the reason we're getting this full step bend in there is because it's really kind of representing another arpeggio. So again, we're looking for a D, an F, and an A. Okay, so the 14th fret on the G string is the A. Now instead of doing like an arpeggio shape like that, I'm gonna take this 12th fret and bend it to the note that I want to kind of get like a representation of a D minor chord arpeggio, right? So all together now we've got. And then after that, I'm gonna jump to, again, later on in that pentatonic shape, this note right here, which is actually a C, all right? And I'm gonna end up on the 10th fret of the B string, which is an A. Now, it might seem like I wanna end up on a D, right? Because that kind of brings a resolution, like a resolve, like a finishing touch, which I could do just by going to the 15th fret right there. And that kind of ends the phrase. But the reason I want to go to that A is because it leads me back into that D minor chord. Okay, so the whole thing again is going to look like this. All right, now, I said that you can use this on any of the 3 minor chords in any key, right? And minor chords are going to occur on the 2nd, 3rd, and 6th notes of a key. So if we take the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, the minor chords are going to happen on C, D, E, F, G, A, 2, 3, and 6. So it would be D minor, E minor, and A minor. So we can do any of those together, combining them, anytime I start on a D, an E, or an A. Okay, so let's start with like the open A string. I can run that right into the D one we started with. And then run that into the E, which is the 7th fret on the A string. All right, so those are 3 spots that are always going to be spaced next to each other in those intervals, depending on whatever key you want to do, right? So again, I can start with the A1 to the 5th fret. Now I'm in A minor pentatonic position. Which I'm already in the spot where we started with the D, 5th fret. And then I can come back to the 7th fret. And now it'll sound better if I end on that E, just because I kind of started or ended on that E arpeggio. You can mix and match these any single way you want. You can start on an E minor, or if you just want to solo something over an E minor chord. Any of those is coming from what I'm seeing as a roadmap of these shapes, which is kind of leading me through the fretboard. So really just by learning a couple arpeggio shapes, you're linking anything from the 6th chord in the key of C, A minor, to the 2 chord, D, to the 3 chord, E minor. And again, this will work for absolutely anything. Like if you're in the key of G, your notes would be G, A. So it'd be A minor, B minor, C, D, E. So then we would have a B minor, an A minor, and an E minor, right? So we could start with that same A minor, then go to like a B, the 2nd fret, and then maybe that could take us to all the way to the E, which is the 7th fret. So just a couple things to think about as far as using minor chords and maybe minor pentatonic scales and arpeggios into soloing over or giving a minor feel to any kind of key regardless of what the chord is. Sometimes it might sound the best if you play one of those runs over the corresponding chord that is happening in the background of a piece of music, or just play it over any kind of thing that sounds good in that key, and then just start linking those together, and eventually you'll kind of have a much better idea of how the fretboard pieces together. So if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section on Instagram, Twitter, or the website, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.